If we dream it, can you do it, Tristan?
If we dream it?
Can you do it? You dream it,
Yes.
I can do it.
If you dream it, I can do it.
A couple years back, I found myself in the airport working on a feature-length documentary and trying to sort out some really complicated moves. And through some Googling, I realized that I needed a camera robot. But I couldn't really figure out, how expensive are these things? How hard are they to actually operate? Can you rent one? And so we went down the path of trying to rent one so that we could use it for this film, and we got a quote of something like $15,000 a day for the robot and operators. And hey, it's a tough thing to learn, and it's a big piece of machinery, so I get it. But we ended up actually purchasing the robot.
Okay, team, so we are getting the robot in today. Banana! Robot!
We can not only use it for this film, but we can use it for the next one and our education and everything else. And so in this video, we're going to take you on a tour of this $200,000 motion control robot. But really, lots of us aren't going to be in the position to be buying a robot for ourselves, but we probably want to know, how the heck does it work, and what are your favorite moves, and how is it different than something like a gimbal or other tools that might get close in some ways. And so in this episode, we're going to give you a tour of our motion control robot. We're going to show you how it works, how hard it is to learn, and some of our favorite moves. This is a special episode, my friends, because it is going to be led by our in-house filmmaker, who we lovingly call Wonderboy. It's a little awkward on camera. It's his first time on social media. Isn't it cute?
Okay.
That's cute. Now, Tristan was the one responsible for learning and operating the robot, all at the age of 20 when he first started learning all of this, right? And Tristan, at a young age, left schooling behind, left Australia, and knew he wanted to pursue his passion of becoming a filmmaker. He lands, through a connection of a connection, meets us, joins our team, and finds himself in charge of learning this thing and operating it for a feature-length film in our studio. So, over to you, Tristan, and let's take them through how this thing works, your first impressions, and everything else.
Make sure my eyes are important. I'm gonna do that again. How was that? That was good. See below. I'm feeling good. I feel like this has been pretty good. Okay, so many things are running through my head when I first saw Akira on the studio floor. Like, how the heck am I supposed to learn this? Not to mention, we only had approximately 1 month before principal production, and you guessed it, we were using the Akira as our main tool in the studio. Doubt started to creep in. It's massive, so many cables and controls to learn. We had one official training session, that's it. 8 hours to try and learn this before left on my own to do the rest.
Here we go.
First shot with the robot.
Test shots every day, let's go. However, with consistent practice and self-training, I began to feel a little bit more confident in my abilities. Operating the robot started to feel like second nature, and I became much more comfortable with the software and the technical aspects of the machine. One particular memory though that stands out is the first time we ran a trial with the Akira. We used a Tokina lenses as a prop, and after setting up the move and hitting go, we did not hesitate to let the robot move quickly. When we saw the robot in action for the first time, myself and everyone else around watching were blown away. Even though I had watched countless videos of robots online, seeing it move in person was an incredible experience that left everyone that day amazed. Learning how to operate a robot can be a little bit of a steep learning curve, but with practice, it becomes easier. While I may not be a pro, I'm always eager to discover the Akira's capabilities and push it to its limits. Being curious and willing to learn is essential to become a skilled operator. However, like any technology, robots and software are always not perfect. There may be times when the Akira doesn't work as expected and troubleshooting becomes necessary. It's important to note that this doesn't mean the robot is unreliable or will perform a completely different move when programmed. It's essential to approach these hiccups as a learning opportunity and work through the issues to understand how to prevent it from happening in the future. In my experiencing, troubleshooting can be another challenging learning curve when working with robots, but it's also a vital part of the process. By working through these issues, I've been able to gain a deeper understanding of the robot's capabilities and limitations and develop my problem-solving skills. So while there may be hiccups along the way, the reward of working with Akira and the satisfaction of a successful operation makes it all worth it. After our first and only training session, I was left to continue to learn this thing alone, leaving me with doubt that I wouldn't remember everything I learned in one day. But surprisingly enough, it came natural to me. With a little bit of nerves at the start, over time that started to fade. A year later, I could probably set up this Kira with my eyes closed. Would I recommend that? Probably not.
Got some amazing robot action. Check out the move Tristan has planned. So we're here on the magic wall of Richard Hart. Tristan, go ahead and show them the move. It's this like smash, right? So it like moves really quick. And that is movie magic, my friend! Pretty epic!
Okay, so let me bring you in now to my favorite moves using the Kira. Firstly, picture this. We paired our vestibule with a daring barrel roll. This move introduced a sense of unease, transforming a safe and level shot into something gripping and unsettling. Combining it with a push-in created an exhilarating and dynamic composition. It's really amazing how the Kira robot can breathe life into a scene and evoke powerful emotions. In another scene from The Highest of Stakes, our lead character discusses the realm of cryptocurrency. The camera performing a precise push-in and barrel roll insinuated the intensity of his words when he declared,
"World, if you get this right, you never have to work again a day in your life. But if you get it wrong, you lose everything."
And you lose everything. This shot underscored the precarious nature of the crypto world with the intention of leaving the viewers on the edge. However, my absolute favorite moment was the recreation of another character from The Highest of Stakes' basement, where the magical world of crypto mining unfolded. The art direction in this scene was a visual feast.
It's just like mind.
And when combined with the Kira robot's seamless movements, it was a true masterpiece. The robot gracefully maneuvered through his old Bitcoin mine, showcasing the depth and dedication invested in every aspect of the production.
These cards, when they're mining, they're working 10 times harder than when they're playing video games. So the heat that was coming off these was insane. Literally, I had a piece of paneling with fans that came up the piping all the hot air up the stairs. She was warm all winter long without a problem. From there, I started to really decide, okay, now I gotta do some research, I gotta do this properly. The dream was a facility. It would be not only my mining facility, but would be large enough to be a co-location facility.
Recently, at the World Changing Filmmaker live event, I had the honor of giving a demo and used one of Muse Emmy Awards as a prop. To truly encapsulate the significance of the moment, I programmed the Kira robot to execute a move that left the audience in awe. Witnessing the robot's flawless precision and breathtaking agility as it executed the move was a sight to behold. It served as a testament to the power of technology in storytelling, elevating the experience and creating a lasting impression on everyone that was there.
And you did your first YouTube video. How's it feel?
Feels good. There's still one more segment.
Oh.
It's the setup. This is just in case, like, okay. The setup. First up, power. We had to get special power installed because of how much power this draws. And this thing is thousands of pounds. Weighs more than your standard car. So moving it needs a built-in motor, then it has big metal feet that you need to screw into the ground to ensure its stability. Next, you will need to connect your camera to the robot's camera mount. Make sure that the camera is securely mounted and that all the cables are properly connected. With the camera in position, you can now begin setting keyframes for your shot. You can set keyframes manually using the robot's joysticks. In this case, we use a PS5 controller. Now it's kind of like playing video games, or by using the Kira's software keyframe editor.
Are you sure? Your voice trailed off. Yes?
I will do that again. Okay, so the MP software is like the brain behind our trusty Kira robot. It's the software that allows us to control and program the robot's movements. In the MP software, keyframes of specific. Being specific. What is it again? Specific. In the MP software, keyframes are specific positions and poses that we want Kira to move through during its routine. Think of it as creating a sequence of important points or snapshots that the robot will follow. Once we've set up our keyframes, we can play back the robot's movements in the software. When we hit the play button, Kira will start executing program sequences moving from one keyframe to another. So that's the gist of how the MP software operates with Kira. It's all about setting up keyframes and then playing back to make the robot perform its determined movements. It's a precise and controlled way to operate the robot and achieve specific tasks. First and foremost, running Kira's movements in the program allows us to identify any potential issues or hiccups before they become real-life complications. It's like having a dress rehearsal for a big performance. By simulating the robot's movements, we can catch any errors, collisions, or unexpected behaviors that might occur. Call the emergency stop button, the big red button. It's all about nipping those issues in the bud and ensuring a smooth, glitch-free performance. Additionally, running Kira's moves in the program provides a safe environment to fine-tune and optimize its actions. It's like an artist sketching and refining their masterpiece before putting paint on the canvas. By testing and tweaking Kira's movements virtually, we can make adjustments, improve the timing, and polish the overall performance. It's a way to ensure that when Kira hits the real stage, it's ready to shine and dazzle without any surprise. So my friend, before we let Kira take its first steps in the real world, we dance with it in the virtual realm first. It's a way to ensure a safer, smoother, and more optimized performance. With simulation, we can catch errors, fine-tune movements, and explore the possibilities. With the Kira robot by our side, we can push the boundaries of storytelling, immersing our viewers in captivating worlds and leaving them forever changed.
Do you have any final thoughts for people in closing your first Muse YouTube episode?
Any thoughts
For the audience.
for the audience?
After they've seen all your outtakes, your whole episode, the whole thing, how's it feel?
Well, I learned that you need to be a little bit more careful with media. Because this is actually the second time we've set this space up and shot this into-camera scene
But it's
weeks
better this
later.
time.
But it's way better this time. So maybe it was the universe telling me to do it all over again.
So learn a robot and back up your media.
Indeed. All right.
Like we said before, a lot of us aren't going to be in position to need to purchase a camera robot, but we may want to consider it as a line item in one of our projects where we actually add on a rental fee. Or if you find yourself in Portland and you want to come test out ours, we ain't using it most of the time. This thing is wonderful. It's good to know exactly what you can do with it, and I hope, if nothing else, this has been a pretty fun video that's given you a lot more insight into how motion control camera robots work. And, as always, if you enjoy what we're doing, please like and subscribe, because that's what supports us in making more content just like this.